Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Good Servant Show. Praise Jesus. Yes. All right. I yelled that pretty loud, didn't I? Well, I'm feeling pretty darn good. All right. So, how is everybody doing today? Hey Deb, hey Fax, hey Michael, and Charity's here. Yes. Um, I'm just excited. I'm just truly excited about, I don't know, there's just so much. There's just so much. Hey Carl, how you doing? Hey Debbie. So it's Deb and Debbie, right? Two different people. Alrighty. That's good. And so just a lot of exciting things, right? Like where, things are becoming more I wouldn't even say maybe more action packed, right? We're coming to a time in history where there's going to be a lot going on and a lot of deception and a lot of things that are going to try to break our minds, man. Because I tried to think about this, how the world really is and how it's all set up, right? With everything pretty much being a lie. I mean, if you hold on to anything being the truth out there, then you're not getting the full scope of like the the reality that the world is the exact opposite of God. Like any part of the world is contrary to God. And like I know it's an amazing filter if you have it all together, right? And you're like, okay, well, you start breaking down what words mean, right? And I think it was I forget the guy's name. He's another occultist that did these things with the words. I forget his name. Oh man, he was pretty popular. I forget his name though. And if you think about what these words are, right? Like government, right? Governmental, control the mind, right? It's all mind control. It's all ways to get you to think in a totally different way with a totally different foundation. And it's insanity, right? I mean, to go from, you know, here we are in this perfectly created world that, water is specifically for our body and all these animals are here to serve a purpose for us, right? To go from that, right, to yeah, we exploded out of nowhere and we're flying around, everything's very unstable and we have to discover things to eat and that's a completely different narrative, right? And so you start your thinking from what you're like, okay, well, if we exploded out of nowhere and I formed out of a monkey, and you start your thoughts from that premise every day. Imagine the I mean, psychological issues, that we were just giving ourselves and for us to break out of it. I mean, I look at us as being very blessed and very fortunate. And, I don't look at it as that, you know, that it was something that I achieved, right? Like, oh, we broke out of it and, I kept digging until I found it. No, I look at it like that, that a couple times along the way, I got very lucky, very blessed. God was there and unveiled these things to me, just like He unveiled these things to you. And you know, it would be our pleasure to help other people get there. And so, you know, that's the effort, right? Is that I could go either way. You could call me a truther or you could call me a Christian. I think they're both the same thing. And eventually the truth leads to Jesus anyway. and unless you're really in denial. But I look at Jesus as a truth, like a truther, right? The best truther ever. And they treated him the same as they're treating us, right? Like no one wants to listen, no one wants to hear it. um it's like no matter how difficult a person is, we still have to have compassion for them to try to get them. It's like they don't really know what they're doing until they know. It's tough, right? Fact says Eastern philosophy is having quite an impact in some fields and shipping. Yeah, absolutely though. Yeah. I mean, they have all these counterfeit ways to like, and sometimes I wonder if some of these people they create in philosophy, it's like, are these even real people? Or are they just attributing a lot of cool stuff to like one person and saying like they're like this person's a genius or something? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even know anymore. Yeah, Deb says it's old news. Yeah, but I mean, if you're just finding this out, it's new news. You know what I mean, Deb? So like, I mean, uh, it's old news and new news at the same time, right? Some things are getting unveiled to me that are like, it's nothing new. It's something way ancient or something, and I'm just learning about it today. What's up, Alex? How you doing? But yeah, there's a lot of things chipping away at our morality, and there's a lot of things chipping away at our, they're trying to chip away at our Christian faith. I mean, I think once you get to a certain point, then it's like it would be impossible to pull me away from Jesus now at this point. But like, when I was less sure of myself, maybe in my 20s, when I was just just kind of getting started and trying to figure out what was real, I really would have believed my science book over the Bible. And now it's absolutely the opposite, right? And oh, okay, I didn't know. So would you mind saying what you do, or you don't want to say it? It's cool if you don't. But yeah, I mean yeah, all these things, right? Like one thing that really almost got me, I wouldn't have left Christianity for it. I already had a relationship with God at that point, right? But one thing that almost tricked me into thinking that some people might be right was this like this zeitgeist kind of thing, right? Where there's all these religions that are all synced up, right? It's like, wow, they all these different languages have these different religions and they predate Christianity, right? And you're like, what? How is that even possible? Like how's that even possible? If they came before Christianity, then you're thinking that Christianity somehow, stole that idea. But the reality was that these things were split off at the Tower of Babel before Jesus came, but everybody knew there was a Messiah coming. And so, based off of it was based off of Christianity before Christianity started. And so like a very confusing twist, right? Where you're like, wow, that if I found one before the other, would I have been tricked, Who knows, right? But somebody did a great study on it, was Rob Skiba. And he's not my favorite guy in the world, right? I'm, whatever. Think what you want about him, but he did a great study on the Tower of Babel and all the religions that broke off from there, you know. And Rob says even the big yoga trend is pushing the beliefs of inner shock. Yes, yes. And see, I did yoga. I mean, this is crazy, right? Because like I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago, and I loved Jesus then too. And but I did yoga once a week, thinking it was just like stretching. It was a free class that they gave over here at the VA, and sometimes it was twice a week or whatever. And I just thought it was a good way to stay in shape, you know. But the whole time it's all about that stuff, you know, yoking up with some creature that they got, some creature with 20 arms and a trunk. It's horrible, man. So he used to be a dietitian in the hospital. Now yeah, for food. Oh my. Now, I just saw this, right? I forget what channel it was. It might have been Days of Noah. Like I rarely watch that channel, but sometimes I do. And I like it. I like it okay. It's just it's hard to watch a lot of that in a row. But he was talking about food, like their food, they're gonna stop farming, like no more livestock anymore, no more farming for animals. And then the plants they want you to eat is not it's not like vegetarians are going to be happy either, because the plants they want you to eat are they're genetically altered plants, and so you can't even eat like a salad that's a natural, God created salad, right? It's got to be some kind of thing where they've altered it to grow more or bigger, or it's just crazy, like, I mean, how are they going to take a carrot and then mess with it and then, like, you know what I mean, and then pass it off as if it's the same thing as God's design? It's Oh yeah, Rob Skiba. Well, yeah, they say Rob Skiba died. I mean, I guess I believe it. But when they did, this is crazy, right? Because we're supposed to be truthers, right? And when they investigated Rob Skiba's funeral, they found like I don't know, some kind of pamphlet to his funeral or something that came with his funeral, and it was like printed off to the side of the paper, like it wasn't even in the center of wasn't even in the center of the paper. It was like a horrible copy of I mean, no one would do that for their funeral, right? I mean, you would try to at least make it look nice, right? This thing didn't even look nice. And so they were saying that the funeral wasn't even real, but who knows, right? I mean, at this point, I just I just thank God for the people that were put in my life to teach me what I needed to know. A lot of yeah, a lot of truthers. Yeah, like what's that one kid's name? I don't even know if he was even a kid, man. He was uh oh, Mac, remember Mac? Mac? I think he died of the bug that they say is out there, right? And so whatever. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on? For all I know, oh yeah, Justin, yeah. Man, they really took out a lot of them, didn't they? Well, it used to be, Rob. Remember, there used to be a bunch of Christian truther channels, and then all of a sudden there was none. I can't even name one right now, except for I guess maybe Skiba, kind of, and Celebrate Truth, kind of. If you want to call that a Christian channel, but I I there really is nowhere. It's like all the little truthers, the small ones, got eaten up, and got their channels deleted. And if flat Earth would have kept being a big thing, I would have kept doing flat Earth and kept growing. But it stopped. It's at some point it stopped. They shadow banned it. Canary Cry Radio. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's Gons, right? Gons. I forget that other guy's name, man. But he wears that some kind of thing on his head or something like that. I forget his name, man. But Gons is cool. Yeah, Basil, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I like Gons, man. Yeah. You made me happy, man. Now I'm gonna have to go check out some Canary Cry radio somewhere. Are they still on? Are they still on YouTube, or is it? Are they past the pay window now? Let's see here. It says I never felt good about being there. They have an ethics committee, but it's opposite of what it sounds like. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they try to slide in all these different faiths and all that. Yeah, I like Days of Noah. Now, I do, but like the thing with his show, right, is it's a smart show. I think he's brilliant, and I like him as a character. I think he's a good guy. But it's too much to watch a lot of it at once. You watch 4 hours of it, and then you couldn't watch 4 hours the next day too. It'd be hard to watch that on an everyday basis because it's a lot of information. It's kind of dry. I mean, it's good though. It's good information. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but sometimes it's hard to get a big chunk of it. And I like to learn like in chunks. I want to just watch it all day until I know it. But yeah, that's where I just got the food thing just now, right? Is they want to stop all livestock to where it's either going to be bugs for our protein or soy. Yeah, you watch in chunks too. Yeah, that's what I do, man. It's the only way to for me to learn. I do the same thing with the Bible too, right? I like hours at a time listening to it, and sometimes a lot of stuff opens up and I learn a lot. Sometimes it's I don't learn a darn thing, and I've have it on all day and I haven't learned anything. And it really goes to show you just how God's in charge of everything. I just saw a I guess you want to call it a near death experience. I guess Deb sent me a video, and Deb, oh, this thing is gonna keep beeping. I don't know how to stop it. Okay, so yeah, she sent me this video right about this near death experience. And this guy, and I'm not real big on these things, or whatever, but it was pretty encouraging. Like I felt good at the end of it. But he said that like God is in charge of like every breath that you get. Every breath we get comes from God, like one at a time, like specifically for us. And when you're right in front of him, he says it's the same thing, except but you know it though. Like every breath, the breath that you need comes from him. And that is just, I think that is just, there's nothing like, I don't know, more amazing than that. Like that, imagine that's a great deal of attention that he's paying to us. We're that important to him. And think of how many people there are. There's got to be, I don't think that there's like 7 or 8 billion like they say, but I think there's at least a billion on Earth, and that's still a lot of people to be like specifically giving you each breath. I know it's mind-blowing. The way he described it though is, I'm not doing it any justice, but he said he would be waiting on that breath from Jesus before he could like answer a question or anything. He's like waiting on that breath, knowing that it all comes from him, everything. And without him, we don't breathe. I mean, just the fact that we're breathing right now means that he cares about us. I mean, that's great confirmation. See, now if we knew that from when we were born, right? All the way through our childhood and all the way through till now, that God gives us every breath, and that he's paying attention to us on that level of detail, we wouldn't let anyone treat us bad. We would be confident, helpful, mentally healthy people. And we would treat ourselves better, and we would treat other people better, I think, you know. And Deb says the cross is the most powerful image in heaven. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the power of God, right? In First Corinthians, I think chapter 1, verse 15 through 17, it's the power of God, right? But for people that are perishing, it is foolishness, right? Like they look at it and it makes no sense to them. I guess it only makes sense to you if it's for you, right? I don't know. And I don't know exactly who decide how that is all decided or whatever, or it's kind of weird, right? Because like you'll get all these definitions of what salvation is and what we got to do and what our part is and what God's part is, right? But we don't get saved that way. We get saved like on our own with Him, you know. And there's no checklist. It just happens, and we get led to do all the things we're supposed to do, And we start craving the Word. We start craving Him. We start. It's it's really more of an experience than it is a definition or some kind of okay, I believe this. Okay, hold on a second, I got to believe that. It doesn't go like that. It's just like, wow, he's real. Wow, I want to get to know him. Wow, I'm going to talk to him all the time. And you just start going through these processes, right? And you just want everyone else to have it too, because right after you're done being convicted, it's the greatest day of greatest day of your life. I mean, I don't know. I guess the last thing that I really needed was to know that it was definitely for real, that it wasn't just a hope of mine, that I wasn't fooling myself with some kind of circular reasoning, that I wasn't, convincing myself of it. But like once it was undoubtedly in my mind, it matched up with everything. Man, it was. I was so happy. I was just so happy. Yeah, it's the power of Jesus' blood, right? That's the only thing that makes us righteous, right? We're all evil up in here. You know what I mean? We're all evil, and the only thing that makes us I maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but that's how I feel and look at it. We're all equally evil. We're all equally below the standard. Nobody's better than anybody else, right? And I guess there's worldly opinions we can have of each other, but the reality is that God makes us righteous. That's it. And until we're in right standing with God, there's none of that is good, right? Hey Holly, how are you doing? Yes, blessings. Yes, absolutely. And it's good to see you. I forget what you were doing today, but you were gonna go do something. I forget what you were doing. Maybe you were some kind of you were gonna cook something. I don't know. Maybe I can't keep up with all of it because I gotta do these ones over here too. But yeah, I mean today I had just a lot of fun with everybody, and I had there was a lot of stuff to like really learn about this morning, and to face certain things and recover, right? And uh, we're gonna get called out sometimes, right? And we're gonna get challenged with things, and we're gonna have to face those. And I think that that's like the best part of like being a Christian is like, look, if there's something that you think I'm doing wrong, right? Come to me and I want to get it out of my heart now. I want to get all that out of my heart. Oh yeah, this morning, just it's probably worth watching, just people that used to come here a lot. Um, you know, little issues that we deal with as a family, I guess. It's worth watching, I guess, but um, yeah, not everything's going to be peaches here in the end, right? And we got to get a thicker skin. And when I get it when two or three people get into it, and I can't really like agree with everybody. I want to agree with everybody, but it's I'm not trying to defend one person over another person. I mean, it's just if I see something, it's just like, hey, be nice to each other. But I don't really know what's going on. I'm trying to talk up here and I'm trying to figure out what the next thing I'm going to say. Plus, I'm watching the chat. Plus, I'm doing other things, right? And it's like, okay. And if I have a guest, I'm trying to listen. If they don't say something crazy that I have to dump the stream. Yeah, and I look and I get it, right? You're right, Rob, and I get it. Look, if people get their feelings hurt, but it's not about me, right? And it's not about them. It's really about God, what he wants. And God wants us to love each other, and that's it, right? Like if the world is centered on me and how I feel, then that's the wrong answer. If it's centered on somebody else and how they feel, then we got to get over that. Especially now, like we would be in so much denial to believe that this isn't the end, right? And if it's not the end, uh then I just don't even want to see how bad that this world's going to get, because it's going to get exponentially bad. Yeah, we're supposed to forgive each other, right? And it's something that I would feel uncomfortable asking them to do that for me. They can if they want. I already forgave them. I don't know exactly what it is, you know I don't know. Sometimes people come at me and they're not even mad at me. They're mad at somebody else, or they got some derogatory thing to say about someone else. And when I don't agree with them, then it's me. Then they're mad at me. But who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, yeah. But it's. I mean, who cares? It's just is what it is. Hey, Faith, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's simple, right? It's simple. And not only that, but like, do you realize how hated we're gonna be by the world, man? The world is gonna crush us, dude, out there if we can't grow like a I mean, we gotta be able to handle better than that. I mean, there's nothing about this world or my emotions or anything that I want to like. There's nothing here for for me, man. And I can't get my head wrapped around that. Like, I want to separate from this world and wait for God to come. No, I didn't really get upset. No, no, Rob, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man? Not you, man. No. No, but I mean, look, from you guys, yeah, okay, I get some grief from a lot of people, right? But if you guys knew the amount of grief I got from people that like real trolls from out there, then that's I try to keep that from you guys. But like there's all kinds of like things going on outside of here. And I just try to like not bring it to this level. But there's always some kind of video being made about me, or someone calling me the devil or worse. As long as it's not like, I mean, but like I'm not crying about it. It just is what it is. Jesus said it would be like that. And so at least you're on the right side of things, right? You know what I mean? And yeah, that's exactly right. Facts, right? It should be. That's how you can tell us, right? It's how we love each other. That's how you're supposed to be able to tell Christian people is how we love each other. And see, even on things that are harsh, right? There's going to be love in it, right? Like if there's some kind of correction that you have for me or me for you, right? If there's love in that. If there's no love in it, then we're not being good Christian people. Hey, Lariva, how are you doing? Did I pronounce your name right? I hope so. And good to see you. Welcome. And oh, that's great. Oh, look at that. That's great. Welcome. That makes me feel happy. And so, yeah, I mean, like, it's just going to be rough to be a Christian person, right? And if we can't, like, be there for each other through the hard stuff, like, I mean, that's really, I mean, I don't want to sound all depressed and disappointed, right? But if we can't be there for each other through that, it is kind of disappointing, right? And I don't ever want to show that, right? I just want to show when I'm pleased with people, you know. But I guess that's not reality, right? Like there's going to be times where you're going to have to be there for somebody that's hard to love, you know, and you're going to have to love them anyway. And so if somebody's a little crabby or you know somebody's not nice or whatever, well, I mean, if you can't love someone through that, right? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You know, people aren't nice to me either, and I find a way somehow. And you know, I don't get treated any better than anyone else. And you know, it's a journey, right? It's a journey. But then there's rewards in that too, right? Like if you're like nice to somebody that's like has a hard time getting along with people, there is a huge reward in that. That's the way I look at it, right? Like if you could be that one friend to somebody that's very hard to get along with, right? I mean, that's a pretty big job, you know? That's a pretty big job and it's important. You were looking for Tuesday. Um, oh, and this was up. Yeah. I think you have my okay, so I have another brother I'm sending over. Oh wow. Oh see, that's good. Yeah, Michael would be a good influence. Yes. Yes. Well, he found a lot of resources for Tiffany. And I thought that was so great, you know, because it was getting hard to help her because there's only certain things we could do for her. And you know, certain places weren't a whole lot of help. And so I'm glad that he found that for her. And so it was great. It had almost everything that she needed in one spot, you know. And so yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, did anybody hear from Chris whether or not he got the job or not? Because I'd like to know that. He did go back for like it seemed like 5 interviews, man. They kept asking him to come back or whatever. I mean, it was like probably 2 or 3, but it seemed like they kept calling him back, you know? Like, why can't they just give him the job by now, you know? He's already been there 20 times, but I hope he gets it. Because I like when those types of things happen. When I get to hear news like that, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing when everything is going good. Poor Jake the other day wasn't feeling good. And so I feel bad because I just sent him a message like, "Oh yeah, man, I really miss you, man. It's hard. Life is hard." And then I hear that he's been sick, and I'm like, "Oh man, now the now the conviction and guilt slides in, right?" I'm like, other people they get sick and tired too sometimes, you know. You gotta be considerate of that, you know. I get it. You haven't heard any news, but uh, the second Jake and Stephanie. Let's see here. Praise report from family. Yeah, I love praise reports. You know, hearing when people got jobs or had kids or whatever. I think that's great. Well, my brother, right? He had both of his daughters were pregnant at the same time, and they both just recently gave birth, like within a month of each other. And so now he's got 3 grandchildren. He's only, hold on a second. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Um, he's got um, he's got 3 grandkids. He's only 41 years old. I mean, I don't have any grandkids yet. I'm 45, but it's like, can you imagine? He was like in his late 30s with grandchildren. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't. It's like time is going by so fast. I know, man. Like if I was 38 and a grandparent, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. Well, because he had his oldest one when he was, still a teenager. And then, they had her kind of young too. I mean, uh, she had her baby kind of young too. And so it just worked out that way. But you're like, wow, that seems pretty young, man. Like, I wasn't even fully smart yet. I'm still not, you know. Well, I got 2 kids. They're both already grown, right? Like 19 and 20 something. And they're still kids, but like they're grown enough, right? And but I couldn't imagine. I mean, if they had kids right now, oh my, I'd probably be taking care of them. Yeah, no, that's the thing, Faith, right? Is like I would say my favorite age to be is 35, right? Because I still kind of I looked all right. You know what I mean? Like I looked kind of young, but I wasn't so stupid, like when I was in my 20s and I was really in great shape, but I was just so dumb. Like what? Like even when I was like, even though like there was times I was kind of smart about stuff, I was just dumb overall. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it, but I guess it comes with age and experience. I don't know, but yeah, what a crazy setup, right? This world is, man. And there's like not that I have any like like I have no problems with it, but there's some stuff that I want to ask God about. Like this is some funny stuff, man. Like why is it so wacky, man? Like I get it, Yeah, you're right about that, Rob, right? You youth is wasted on the young. It's like why can't we be young now, right? And have all that energy and oh man, it was great. You could eat cake every day and not and not have any ill effects. Now I have one piece of cake and it's like I feel it for a week. It's horrible. The other day I turned my head, right, to look at something and I pulled something in my leg, man. Like like I know it's all connected, right? But come on, man. Why do I gotta be pulling a hamstring just to go look at something behind me? That ain't right, you know? But I guess I don't know, man. So there's gonna be some kind of limp or they might as well just give me my pair of crutches now. But yeah, pretty soon we are close. We are so close to being I think so. I can't see this going another year, 2 years. I mean, can you imagine like what if Joe Biden won again, man? I mean, would he be able to talk? Like I haven't heard him say one like 4-line speech without making any mistakes. Like if he could say like 4 or 5 lines without messing up, like if he could just say it perfect like it is on the card, then I would be, you know, I would be happy for him. It's just sad. Yeah, I can't see that, right? Like if he, but that's the crazy part about this world, right? Is that like even though we know that's impossible, right? It was impossible for him to win the first time, right? If anything was organic and normal, right? No way. And but it is what it is, man. It's this is their game. It's just, they psychologically play with us. And yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like The guy can't talk, man. The poor guy can't talk. I mean, he was, okay, he was walking through a restaurant and he was trying to go back to the table where all the, the heads of state were or whatever. Like, there was that guy from the British guy, but he doesn't comb his hair. Forget his name, man. But like they were all together, and he's walking through the restaurant, and someone says hello to him, and he looked like such an old man. He was like, "Hello," like like what do you need, And he was like, I mean, poor guy was like, yeah, he couldn't make it through the restaurant. He was just like bumbling around, and you're like, you can't just be walking around without Secret Service and going your own route to places. There's a whole setup, man, to save your life, man. Like you can't just be walking around the restaurant talking to regular people. Oh, it's just crazy, man. And that's them, right? That's them in their game that is all lies, and none of that's real. You're like, man, what is this world? What is this world coming to? You know, it is what it is, right? And I could tell you all day long, get the poke, get the poke, get the poke. As soon as I say like, oh yeah, you should read the information on there, right? Oh, it's a strike. Oh, look what you did. You know. Oh, that's a long name right there. So let's see here. What would you like me to call you? Welcome. It's a lot of names there. I had a teacher. It was history teacher when I was in middle school named Mr. Bentley. You want me to call you Salem? Okay, perfect. I could do that. That is nice. Well, welcome, Salem. I appreciate it. You coming here. Wow, we got 17 in the box. That's crazy for a good servant show. That's like doubly big. Isn't that crazy? Man, I just can't believe it. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, man, how did I even get here? Like, how did I even get to this you know? How did I even get here to the point where I even knew how to, get to God, right? Like, even that's a miracle. Oh, thanks. That's awesome. Thanks for subscribing. I was like trying to figure out how to do that thing where you set the chat box to where only subscribers can go in there, and you can set it to like if they've been subscribed a couple weeks or a couple hours or whatever, right? And so that way you keep trolls out. They'll have to subscribe to go in there. And I don't know why. I mean, if I was trolling somebody, I would subscribe to them. I don't know how that work, how trolls work, but I guess there's trolls that they won't sub to your channel or something like that, and so they can't go in the box. But I don't know. I'm just thinking like minor things to do to like protect everybody. Oh, I know. Holly's wonderful. Yes. Yes. She's always been nice to me. Super nice. Everybody here has been nice to me. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna switch accounts? All right. Well, doesn't this one have a wrench on it? I thought it did. And then I was trying to get you and Alex to see each other, and I don't know how to do I don't know. I can't see the wrenches on here. I don't know who's got one, who doesn't. I don't If I had my YouTube up, I could do it. If I had my YouTube up, I could do it. And then I just click the thing and it goes blue. So, well, how many accounts do you have? Because, like, okay, so I have Good Servant 2, and it took me like 20 minutes to make that account. So I don't know how people can make like 100 accounts and then really troll people they have like 100 accounts in a row or something. That, you know how long that would take? I don't have that kind of time. I just don't. There's no way I could do it. Do you have 7 accounts? Oh, see, I don't even know. How does that work? How do you switch them? Like, how do you switch them when you are in the app? That's what I want to know. Because one of them I have to operate like um in like the internet, you know, and then the other one is in the app because it's different. It's two different email addresses. You got 6 accounts? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I can't wait till we should do some shows together. I mean, I was on Peanut a couple times, and then I've been on Hacking the Headlines once for about 10 minutes. I did a couple other ones too. I can't remember. Was on R ones a couple times. Oh, he stock accounts. Yeah. Put one on your phone and one on your. Oh, now that's a good idea. That's nifty right there. Do people say that anymore? Nifty. Anyway, alrighty, guys, it's time for me to hit that old dusty trail, and so we're at that point. But I want to thank you guys for coming out, and I want to say, praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. Please pray for the children out there. Please pray for anyone being victimized out there. Please pray for each other. It's important. And Lord willing, I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. California time. All right. See you guys later. God bless. This is a good one today. I feel happy.